Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Monday, May 8th, and welcome to today's live stream. Thanks for coming. I really do appreciate the support as always. Definitely like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Definitely makes a huge difference to help YouTube know that to push my videos and live streams out to new members. So thanks for coming, and as usual we're going to start off by looking at the US dollar index from the monthly time frame all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to apply whatever information that we learned by analyzing the dollar index. So we're going to take that and we're going to apply it to all the other US dollar pairs, including gold. So let's get started right away. As usual, we're going to start off with this monthly US dollar index. Now I still believe that on the monthly this is possibly the end of an ABC correction right here. If this is the end of an ABC correction, then price will keep on trending down, most likely eventually going all the way down and taking out this low, because that is what happens at the end of an ABC correction, whether you're talking about the monthly time frame, the 1 minute time frame, or anything in between. So now we do have to pay attention a little bit, because there's always a possibility that this makes three ways down and makes an impulsive move up. If it does do that, we should be able to recognize that and trade accordingly. We'll know that at that point that is not the end of an ABC, but right now I do believe that this is the end of an ABC, and that we definitely need to be looking for shorts on shorter time frames. Hey Stefan, hello Alfonso and Quizzy, thanks for coming. So let's head down to the weekly time frame. Now, weekly time frame, I still see this as a series of lower lows, lower highs. I still believe that it's a wave 1. I still believe, even though this move up doesn't really have 3 waves, that this is already ended a correction. Most likely already the end of a wave 2. Now, like I've been saying for weeks now, there's always a possibility that this could go up again and turn into an ABC, which if it does do that, it would probably be an ABC of 2. But at this point, it definitely looks to me like the correction is over. We are going to be approaching that 78% level before too long, so we'll have to see what happens there. But I still think the odds are that it will keep on going down in a wave 3, especially when I look at all US dollar pairs, and most of them look like they are in a wave 3 also. So now let's take it down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame. Now this move up right here definitely looks more like a trend than a correction. I think it's either a motive wave correction or like an ABCDE. I think that the wave 2 is probably already over. And the part that really gives it away for me is that this move down does not look like a correction at all. This looks like a trend. I don't think that this is a correction to this move up like a wave B would be. And then we had 3 clear waves up right here. We had price go pretty much right back up to this swing level, but price never did break to the upside, telling me that the trend all the way from way back here is still down. I think it's a wave 3. I think that it's more likely to just keep on going down to make that wave 3. So let's keep going down to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, now going down to these shorter time frames, it does look a lot like a 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 shape right here. But as you can see, price is not really respecting a Fibonacci level, and looking at the longer time frames, it does look like this is the end of an ABC right here, and the last major swing level is way up here. So even if it does start to go up, I think that it would just be a correction to the downtrend, and price would keep going down. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, as you can see, the last major swing level is way up here. So for me, the trend is definitely still down, and even if it does make a push to the upside, I think that that push to the upside would only be a correction to this last wave down, and that it would probably make an ABC and then just keep on going down. Hey Jimmy, hello Philip and Robin, how's it going today? So as of now, there's really no guarantee, especially with we don't have any breakup structure to this. You know, this sets an uptrend right here is not broken up yet, so there's always the possibility it just keeps on drifting down and doesn't even make a bigger ABC like I was just showing on the higher time frames in this one also. So anyways, let's take that information, the information we just learned about analyzing the US dollar, which is that we are most likely in a downtrend, and that downtrend is most likely not over. Yes, maybe it will go up, but most likely that move up will only be a correction to the move down. So we're going to take that information and we're going to apply it to all these other US dollar pairs, including gold. And we're going to see if we can figure out what is the most likely thing to happen on all those other pairs. So let's start off with the euro dollar. Let's head up to the daily time frame and work our way down. Now on the daily, we definitely had about 2 to 3 weeks of very, very consolidated, very, very overlapping pattern. But you will notice that it continued to make higher lows the whole time. There was not one point throughout this whole trend on the daily time frame, which the daily time frame is pretty much tuned to the correct frequency, where I would have thought that this uptrend was over. I think it's a wave 3, and I think it's more likely to just keep on drifting up. So let's keep that in mind. Let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we have one wave down, one wave up, corrective wave, and then another wave down. ABC right to the 78.6. Nice impulsive move up. To me, that does look like the end of a correction. That does not look like this uptrend is over. I think it's going to break out of these levels and just keep on trending up, like what I was just showing on the daily and even on the dollar index. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, we have one wave down. That's definitely a trend, wave A. 3 waves up, wave B, and this is a trend also, wave C. This is from non-farm payroll last week. Everybody thought that that was going down, but if you were paying attention to the longer time frames, you probably would have seen that this is a correction to this last wave up. It went right to the 78% level after making 3 waves down. Then it started to turn shortly after the news came out. I think it was very clear that this was the end of an ABC correction and that the trend is still up, and that we need to continue to look for longs in an uptrend. You will notice that right here we are starting to make a little bit of a 3-way pattern, so definitely pay attention. I am for sure looking for longs in an uptrend for the continuation of that trend. So definitely looking for longs on the euro dollar for sure. So let me see here. Sorry, I got a couple trades going myself today. So anyways, let's head up to the pound dollar. Let's get rid of this fib level because price definitely didn't not make a pullback. So going up to the daily time frame, this is another one where we spent about 2 or more weeks in a very consolidating, overlapping, corrective pattern. But as you can see, it did not break structure at all the whole time up. There was never once any reason for me to think that this trend had turned down. If you pay attention to your structure on the roadmap timeframes, usually you can have a pretty good idea of what's actually going to happen next. If you can watch my videos over the past 3 weeks, not one time did I say that this was actually going down. I said maybe it'll go down, but I also said that until it broke structure, I would not have been convinced that it was going down, and I would have continued to look for longs in an uptrend. I believe we're still in a wave 3. Definitely no reason to think that wave 3 is over, and I'm still looking for longs on shorter time frames. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, we got a big drawn out ABC right here. That's an A. This is a very overlapping corrective wave B. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. Then we got the nice impulsive move up with the break of structure. This correction is slanted up, which usually tells you that the trend is still very strong and that this is going to be a strong breakout when it finally did end, which is pretty much exactly what it did do. It still looks like it's going up. Maybe it'll make a pullback within the next day or so, which hopefully it does, because like I always say, at the end of pullbacks is where I look to trade for the continuation of the uptrend. I'm looking for 3 waves down, impulsive up, especially on the shorter time frames. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, as you can see, since we ended this correction back here, it's been making higher lows this whole time up. Just like that bigger trend on the longer time frames, so far there's been no reason to think this uptrend is over. It does kind of resemble something that may want to make a pullback, and like I said, it may make a pullback, but if it continues to make higher lows, then we need to just keep on trading with the trend. Now, if it goes down and if it does break structure, then that just is going to tell me that it's probably going to be a bigger correction. But I still think it will be a correction to the uptrend, and I still would for sure be looking for longs at the end of any pullbacks that I may see for the continuation of that uptrend. So pound dollar, I'm definitely still looking for longs. Euro dollar, definitely still looking for longs. Aussie dollar, same story. Heading up to the daily time frame, I think it's very clear now that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, uptrend for the A, 3 waves down for the B, and another uptrend for the C, A, B, C of wave B. Then it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of B. So I think this is all an A, B, C of B. I think it's actually very, very clear that this is the end of a correction and that this is now in that big wave C that we've been expecting for quite some time now. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, we have this downtrend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's the wave C. Impulsive up, break of structure proved that the wave C was over, and it looks to me like a 1, a 2, and we're in the middle of a wave 3, which most likely is not over. I think that we are approaching most recent highs, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does make a pullback shortly. But even if it does, I do believe that any moves that we see to the downside are only going to be corrections to the uptrend. So taking it down to the 1-hour time frame, we are definitely looking for longs in an uptrend. 3 waves down, impulsive up, entry to go long. 3 waves down, go long. 3 waves down, go long. So right now there's definitely no reason to think this trend is over. If it does make a pullback, I am not going to be going short, but instead I will wait for another pullback to complete before I go long for the continuation of this uptrend. So the Aussie dollar, I'm definitely still looking for longs on the Aussie dollar also. So let's check out the Kiwi dollar, which has been a very strong one to the upside. Very, very similar to the Aussie dollar. It looks like a downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. This looks like an A. 3 waves down for the B and an uptrend for the C. A, B, C of B. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. Impulsive up. Break of structure proves that that wave C is over. When you know a wave C is over, you can pretty much always know that the whole correction is over also. Ever since then, it's been trending up. I definitely do not see any reason to think this trend is over, so I am for sure still looking for longs on shorter time frames. Let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. Nice impulsive move up with a break of structure proved to me that this whole trend was down was finished. When we know that this downtrend is finished, we also know that the whole ABC correction is over. It definitely looks like a 1, 2, and we're in a wave 3. No signs of this wave 3 being over, so if we do get more opportunities to go long, then we definitely may as well take them for the continuation of what is most likely going to keep on trending. Probably all part of a wave 3. So let's take it down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, our last structure level is way down here. It looks like, if anything, it's at a 1, 2, 3 since the end of this correction. A, B, C down, end of a correction. 1, 2, and we're in a 3. Telling me that even if it does go down, it's probably just going to be a 4 and a 5. And like I always say, hopefully it does make another pullback, because that will give us more opportunities to go long for the continuation of this uptrend. So just like all these other pullbacks, 3 waves down. That's not really 3 waves there, but 3 waves there, 3 waves down there. Anything like that is exactly what I'm looking for entries to go long. So if I see another 3-wave pullback, that's exactly what I'm looking for to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. So US dollar Canadian was an awesome one, definitely, by far one of the better ones. It is starting to slow down a little bit, but I definitely don't think that is over by any means. So On the daily time frame, I do believe this is the end of you almost have to go up a little bit or either zoom out a little more to completely understand this. But if you zoom out a little bit on the daily, you can see this is probably a wave B. This is an A. I'm sorry, this is a 1, and then this is an A, B, C, most likely a 2, and then this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's a 1 of 3, A, B, C up, 2 of 3, and now we're going down for what is most likely a 3 of 3. But even though I have this going to here, I really think it's actually going to go down much, much further than that. I believe we're heading down to about the 1.13 area to finish off this wave C. So now taking it down to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we can see the 1, ABC of 2, 3, 4, and 5. Most likely a 1. This move up was definitely very, very strong, but that is most likely because of the Canadian, not the dollar. I think that's an A. I think this is 3 waves down for the B, and I think this uptrend is the wave C, even though it made a lower high, lower high. I call that an irregular wave C because it did not take out the high of wave A, which most wave C's do, but I do believe it is an ABC of 2, especially with how strong down this is. I do not think there's anything that's over. Maybe it is getting ready to make a pullback, which hopefully it does, because that will give us more opportunities to go short and trade with the trend, especially on shorter time frames. Going down to the 1-hour time frame. So this was the end of a trend right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, impulsive down, end of a trend. When we saw that end of a trend, we should have known that that ABC was over and we could have gone short, and really there's been no exit yet. You could still be short on this from way up here. So even if it does pull back, like I said, it's probably just going to be a correction. I would say almost definitely just another pullback, ABC. So if you can get in at the end of any ABC corrections, those are definitely the trades that I'm still looking for the continuation of the downtrend. So definitely still looking for shorts in a downtrend for sure. Yeah, we can definitely take a look at oil. No problem. So let's moving on. We're going to look at the US dollar Swiss next. US dollar Swiss. Now the Swiss had the Swiss had CPI news last week, which definitely did cause the US dollar Swiss to go up pretty strong. But as you can see, it still never broke any structure to the upside. I still think this is all one downtrend for the 1. I think this is an ABC of 2, and I believe this is a wave 3. It definitely does have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape, which does make me think that it could possibly make a bigger correction, like something like this, before it actually heads back down. But the fact that it has not broken any structure to the upside yet also tells me that it's more likely that this will just keep on drifting down, at least until we see a break of structure to the upside. And then, like I said, even when we see that break of structure, I still think it's going to be a correction, just most likely a bigger correction. Now that Swiss CPI news last week caused this to go up very strong, but as you can see, it definitely did make 3 waves up. I would definitely consider that respecting the 78%. Nice impulsive down, looks like another end of a correction. Even though it's going up right now, I bet that's a correction also, and I do believe that it will more likely just keep on going down. Yeah, we're going to look at some yen pairs, and I already looked at the pound dollar, but usually we circle back to the dollar, all the dollar pairs before the end, so I will look at that again. So on the 1 hour, we have a nice move up, wave A, 3 waves down, wave B. This is a very strong move to the upside, but it is a wave C. It definitely respected the 78%. Big impulsive down, break of structure. I think that this move up is most likely just a correction, and I think it will end up continuing down. So I am for sure looking for shorts. If I see 3 waves up, I see an impulsive move down, that's exactly what I'm looking for another entry to go short. So, US dollar yen is definitely a little different because of the yen, but it does look pretty similar on the higher time frames. It does look like an uptrend, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It does look like it made three waves down, like an A, B, C, or B. And this does look like an uptrend for a C. And I do see that it's made three waves up and it's respecting a Fibonacci level. I do not see a break of structure to the downside yet, but it does have all the criteria that we need to see except for that break of structure. So if it does break structure, that is what I'm waiting for to help prove that that is the end of a correction and that it is back into a downtrend. 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, it's definitely a little different than other dollar pairs because the yen is definitely driving this a little bit, and all the yen pairs do look like they need to go up a lot more, so it does make this look like it wants to go up more also. And it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like an A. It kind of seems like it needs to go down, but that next move down is going to be a correction, and then it needs to go up again for a C. So if we see three waves up, we see a Fibonacci bounce with a nice big impulsive engulfing move. That is exactly what I want to see for an entry to go short for the continuation of this downtrend, especially if back here really is the end of an ABC correction. Once we get this break of structure, it'll definitely raise my confidence a little bit about this right back here being an actual ABC correction. So 1-hour time frame. So 1-hour time frame, it definitely looks like an uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It looks like an A, three waves up for the B, and it looks like it's going down probably for a C. But I bet that's actually going to go back up again to make an A, B, C, maybe to the 50 or the 61.8. Then if you see an impulsive move down, you see a break of structure, that's what's going to tell me that it is a wave C, and that's also going to be a very good entry, I believe, to go short for the continuation of this downtrend. So like I said, I'm definitely still looking for shorts in a downtrend. I don't really see any reason to think otherwise yet, except for the fact that a lot of the yen pairs look like they do need to go up more. It does give you a little bit of doubt that the yen may try to drive this up, but as of right now, everything is looking pretty good for this making an ABC correction and continuing the downtrend. So gold, I made a video about all these pairs actually earlier, and gold is one that is definitely a fan favorite of mine, and you really do have to go to the weekly time frame, and you really have to kind of squish this down a little bit and move it in order to get the full story. Now this right here is all-time highs on gold. As you can see, we're very, very close to making all-time highs with gold, which is probably half the reason why it's struggling to go up so much. But for me, it still looks like this is a 1, this still looks like a 2, and I still believe we're in a wave 3. Now, just because we're in a wave 3 doesn't mean there will not be pullbacks on the sort of time frames, but a wave 3 needs to be bigger than a wave 1. A wave 3 is the biggest, strongest wave of a trend, so a wave 3 needs to go beyond the 100% Fibonacci extension of wave 1, projected off the bottom of wave 2. So that tells me that even though we are approaching all-time highs, and we probably are going to see some volatility along the way because of that, I think this is going to go up probably all the way up to one of these higher Fibonacci levels to finish off what I think is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So even though gold is definitely struggling, probably because of these all-time highs that we're very close to taking out, I do believe that we have a long ways to go to the upside on gold. Going down to the daily, now the daily is where we had this very consolidated overlapping pattern for about 2 weeks. Now if you watch any of my videos during this time, pretty much every video I say that the trend is up because we have not closed below structure. And as you can see, because we never closed below structure, I kept saying that the trend is up and I'm still looking for longs. Well, if anybody listened to that, then they probably made a pretty good amount of profit trading this long, and I'm still looking for longs because we still don't have a break of structure down, so I'm still looking for longs. Like I said, I do believe that we probably are going to have some volatility because of this all-time high level, so I'm sorry we will have some pullbacks, but I do believe that it will continue to trend up. Going down to the 4-hour time frame. Now, in Friday's live stream, I was saying that this looks more like a 1, 2, 3, which it definitely did. But reevaluating it and looking at all dollar pairs again, I think it is probably an ABC. It definitely did make 3 waves down to the 61.8 and turn back up. I think that we may already have the end of a crescent, and I think this is going to keep drifting up. Probably going to see some volatility around this high. We'll probably get another pretty good pullback, but I do believe that it will keep on trending up. So I am definitely looking for longs in an uptrend. So a little while ago we had a little bit of a trap. As you can see, gold made a nice impulsive move down. It looked like an ABC crescent. But if you were looking at the longer time frames, you should have known that you should have only been looking for longs. I would have never fallen for that because I would have been looking for longs, and I'm still looking for longs, and I still think that it will keep on drifting up. So if you see any opportunities to go long, you see any pullbacks, you see any ABC crescents, then those are definitely the trades that I'm looking for the continuation of the trend. So let's go take a look at some other things. Let's go look at let's start off by the Aussie Swiss. Let me check my chats real quick. Let's look at the Euro Aussie also from Marky Max. So the Euro Aussie. Could you do the CAD and the Euro Yen? Yeah, definitely. We'll go look at some Yen pairs now, and then we'll do the Euro Aussie and the Aussie Swiss. So let's go look at some Yen pairs. The Yen pairs and the dollar pairs are definitely always my main focus when it comes to my personal trading. Let's go up to the daily. Now, I made videos about this, and also in my members forecasts. If anybody is a member, I do update every single day before the London session. Sometimes on Mondays I'm a little bit later because I have to do the weekly, daily, and 4-hour time frame on Monday. But I do believe that we are in an uptrend, and I do believe that we have a long ways to go to the upside. So anyways, if anybody is interested in joining my Patreon group, which it comes with a free course available to all the gold Patreon members, and then it also comes with the members forecast that I do every single day, and private chats, and educational information, and the course, and 2 weekly Zoom meetings, and the link for that is in the chat and in the description. Also, if anybody wants to just join my free Discord, which is 100% free to join, then definitely do that. Also, 100% free to join. You do not have to pay a penny if you do not want to. Now the Euro Yen, as you can see, it made a very impulsive move down. But I still think the trend is up, and I still think even though it kind of looks like a wave B, I think it's actually more likely to just keep on going up. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, this is what I was talking about in my members forecast today for all my Patreon members, is that even though this moved down, it definitely looks like a trend, and it definitely looks like a wave A, especially with the yen pairs. Sometimes when we see something that looks like a wave A, we'll expect to see a B, and then we'll expect to see another move down for the C, which is definitely still possible, but I actually think it's more likely that this is going to keep on going up, and this wave B is actually going to grow into the continuation of the uptrend. So until we see some sort of a reason to think this wave B is over, I would definitely still be looking for longs. And what would be that reason? Well, a break of structure would probably definitely help, but a bounce off a fib level would also help, which we don't really have either of those yet. So if this does make a move to the downside and makes an impulsive move up, I would take that as a long opportunity. And even though it looks like it should be a wave B, I actually think it's more likely that it's just going to keep on making higher highs and higher lows. All the yen pairs, I think, have a very long ways to go to the upside. Just like I think all the dollar pairs have a long ways to go to the downside. The pound yen is another really good example of this. This move down looks like a trend. It looks like it's all just one trend for like a wave A. That would make you think that this move up is a wave B and that it's actually going to go down now for a wave C, which is definitely possible. If it breaks structure in a big way, big engulfing move down, then I would believe that it's going down for a wave C. But like I said, sometimes, especially with the yen pairs, where you think is going to be a wave B, would sometimes just keep on growing and just keep on going up. And I actually think that is probably what's going on now. I think that this move down is probably just going to be a correction, and I think it will end the correction, and I believe that it will just keep on trending up. So I am definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend, at least until I see some sort of a reason to believe that this is over. And what would tell me that? Well, if I see a big engulfing move down, take out structure, that would tell me that it's a wave B and that it's going back down to make a wave C. But if we don't see that, then I would just keep looking for longs in an uptrend for sure. Let's check out the Canadian yen, which is another one that was requested by one of my Patreon members. Now, if anybody is wondering where I'm getting these requests, then the requests are coming from my Discord group. This is the private chats. It comes with private chats, crypto, educational information, which I have a ton of it, the mentorship tab, the Zoom meetings. These are all my Zoom meetings that I do twice a week. And we also have a course that is also available to all the Gold Patreon members. So it's definitely a pretty good deal, and you get a lot for your money, and you get the members forecasts, which I update every single day. Every single one of these pairs right here, I update every single day, the members forecast from the daily all the way down. So definitely check that out. Like I said, even if you don't want to join my forecast, my Patreon, you can definitely join for free and stay a free member as long as you want. But if you are looking for some extra help with your trading, then that's definitely the way to go. So, the Canadian yen on the daily, I still think this is a 1. Well, first of all, I think this is a downtrend for the A. I think this is a B, and I think this is a C. I think we have the end of an ABC correction. I think this is a 1. I think we're in a wave 3, which will eventually take out this high. Now, just because I think that's going to take out that high does not mean that there will not be pullbacks on shorter time frames, but I am definitely going to primarily be looking for longs in an uptrend for sure, especially on these shorter time frames. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. Now, I left this ABC here, even though I pretty much know that it's not an ABC, because it's actually a good learning example, because this move down is a trend. There's not really much mistaking that as a trend. That is a motive wave correction we can see now, but what often happens is you'll see something that looks like a trend, and then you'll expect to see a B and then another move down for the C. But in reality, what actually happens sometimes is that instead of a wave B, it just keeps on trending up, which is exactly what happened on this one. And part of this pattern is definitely caused by the Canadian strength that we're seeing right now. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, there's really no mistaking this move down as anything but a trend, but it is a motive wave correction for sure. It looks like an A, but it's definitely not a wave A. We have impulsive up, we have a break of structure, which would have proved that this whole move down was over. Most of the time, I would expect to see a B next and then a continuation of a downtrend, but looking at all correlated pairs and looking at the index, I pretty much knew that this was not a wave B, and I knew that we were going to just keep on trending up. So definitely no reason to think this is over, and I am definitely still looking for longs at the end of any ABC pullbacks that we may see. Which honestly, you almost need to go down to like the 15-minute time frame to see these pullbacks. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3 down, go long. 1, 2, 3 down, go long. On the shorter time frames, like the 5-minute, I guarantee that pretty much most of these are ABCs also. ABC down, go long. Right now, we're definitely going down, so if you see 3 waves down, impulsive up, then I would take that as a long opportunity. I don't think that this up move is over, so I would for sure be looking for longs in an uptrend. So let's see here. So we got all the yen pairs pretty much. I mean, obviously we didn't look at all of them, but they're all pretty much doing the exact same thing, just a little bit of a different variety. The Swiss yen to me looks like it's starting to form a long right now. There's a very good chance that that could just keep on drifting up, which is a little bit more of a Swiss thing than anything, because the other yen pairs are going down while this one is going up, telling you instantly that this is caused by the Swiss, not by the yen. So, let's see. Well, now we can start taking some of my requests. Let's go look at the couple Aussie pairs. We got the Euro Aussie and the Aussie Swiss. Now, a lot of these pairs I don't look at on a regular basis, so it's not like I really keep up with my analysis on most of these. So I definitely have to do a full top-down analysis each time that I look at it. So the Aussie Swiss on the monthly definitely looks like an end of an ABC correction. Even though it is trying to go up right now, it looks like it's more likely to keep going down. So the trend is definitely still down on this one. Going down to the daily, the trend is definitely still down. The last major structure level is way up there. So even if it does go up, I bet it's going to make a lower high and just keep on trending down. I think a lot of these patterns is caused by the Swiss, not caused by the other pairs. Now getting down to the daily, now what do we have? Well, like I said, the last structure level is way up there. So really, unless price goes way up there, the trend is down. So really what we should be doing now is putting our Fibonacci retracement, measuring this whole move down, and this move up is most likely going to be a wave A of a correction. So this is probably a wave A. I'm sure at some point it probably will go down, make a B, and then probably up again to make a C. Let's see, where's the most likely place for this to go? Probably either the 50, the 61.8 definitely has a lot of resistance in the past. So I think one of those two levels is probably the most likely place for this to go. ABC up, impulse down, break of structure. Most likely that will be what is going to be my next entry on this one. Now, since this is a daily time frame, we could definitely be looking for longs on shorter time frames. Ooh, it did make a higher low right there, so you might want to be a little cautious, but it probably is still a wave A. Now, if you see a move down like this, then that's probably a wave B, and then it'll probably go up again for a wave C. So if we see this ABC shape and then we see an impulsive move down, we see a break of structure, that's exactly what I want to see for an entry to go short for the continuation of this downtrend. So right now we're most likely in a wave A. The last structure level is way down here, so we can't even say that the wave A is over. So if it makes any pullbacks, makes higher lows, I would just keep on trading this long. There's definitely no reason to think that this uptrend is over until it goes down and breaks some structure to the downside. So since the uptrend may not be over and probably isn't over, I would definitely continue to look for longs, but I would also keep in mind that at some point this is probably going to end a wave A and it probably will go down and make a bigger move down, which would be a correction to this whole move up for a wave B, and then go up again for a wave C, just like what I was showing on the longer time frames. So definitely keep that in mind while you're looking for longs, but it definitely looks pretty clear that we could just keep on looking for longs in an uptrend right now. So give me 1 second here. I think it's probably about time for, maybe not, I'll just leave it for now. Like I said, usually during these live streams I do have some trades going, which is sometimes what you see me doing when I'm looking at something else. So anyways, let's go look at the Euro Aussie. So the Euro Aussie is another one that I really haven't looked at in quite some time. Ooh, it is definitely going down very strong. On the monthly time frame, it really looks like the end of an ABC correction right there, and it really looks like it should continue to make higher highs, higher lows. So really, I still think that the best bet would be to look for buys on shorter time frames, even though it is going down very strong. So we definitely have a break of structure right here. As you can see, that pretty much proves that this whole section of trend is over. So I still think there's a good chance that it will go up again, but obviously we are making a bigger crescent, so what I would do now is put my fib from here to there. Most likely this move down is only a wave A, so this is probably all part of a wave A, or perhaps, maybe, a wave 1. And then the next move should be a crescent to that move down for a wave B, or perhaps maybe a wave 2. And then I would definitely try to go short at the end of the wave B or the wave 2. If it's a wave C that comes next, I would exit my short with some profit. If it's a wave 3, then it will never break structure and just keep on trending down, which I think it probably is more likely to make a wave C, probably go out down to one of these two fib levels, and continue the uptrend. So now that we have that pretty much figured out, now we can go down here and with confidence and know that what it is that we're looking at. Most likely this is a 1, most likely this is a 2, and we are in a wave 3 of wave A, which it's probably not even over yet. One thing you can also do to help you figure this out is you can put your Fibonacci extension on here. And a wave 3 should go to around the 161.8 area, or the 150. So most likely this still has a decent amount of ways to go, probably to finish off a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of wave A. Probably a wave A of an ABC correction. So that tells me that if it does make a pullback, that's actually very good for us, because at the end of that pullback we can, with confidence, go short for the continuation of the downtrend. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth hanging out in that one for too much longer. Alrighty then, sorry about that. Like I said, I usually do have some of my own trades going, so that's usually what I'm doing. So we got the Euro Aussie, we got the Aussie Swiss, we got all the yen pairs. Let's go check out. Let's go check out oil and natural gas real quick, and then we'll probably go back to the dollar pairs and take a look at those again. So oil kind of looks to me even more now that it made like this double bottom, that this is like a wave 5 of wave A. If that's true, that means this is going to go up and make a wave A, then it's probably going to go down, make a wave B, and then it's probably going to go up again to make a C. I think it's all going to be an A, B, C, a B. So it still looks to me like this is going up. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, maybe. Come on. Having some technical difficulties, I think. There we go. TradingView is having some issues. Either that or it was my internet. But either way, it does look like a 1, 2, probably 3. And I would definitely be looking for longs. I think we're in a wave 3 that is probably going to go up and take out that high. So I am definitely looking for longs in an uptrend for sure. Going down to the 1 hour, I mean, I do have my Fibonacci on here just in case it did bounce off a fib level, which it has not done. So that tells me that most likely this is going to make a higher low, and most likely just keep on trending up. Like I've been saying, I definitely do not see any reason to think this trend is over. So I am definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend. We want to see like a 3-way pullback, so if this makes 3 ways down and positive up, that is exactly what I want to see to go long. Most likely all part of a wave 3. So let's check out natural gas. Is that turned yet? I still think that this needs to go up and make a pretty good move to the upside, either to here or here to make a wave 4, and then most likely go down to make a wave 5. And then we'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. which obviously it hasn't really done yet, but it is starting to go up a little, it looks like. It is bouncing off a fib level. It is breaking structure to the upside, so I would be looking for longs in an uptrend now, and I would watch this to see if it does end up making a big A of wave 4, which would be what should happen next. So it does look like it is in a wave A of wave 4, and it does look like it needs to continue up. 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, we do have a break of structure, which should prove that this whole downtrend right here is over. If that whole downtrend right there is over, then most likely this is going to keep going up. So if I see 3 waves down, if I see an impulsive move up, then I would for sure be taking that as a long opportunity. And I would just continue to look for longs at the end of any of these pullbacks that we may actually see along the way. So definitely no reason to think that is over either. Anything happened with Bitcoin this weekend? Bitcoin still doing same old, same old? It is starting to turn down a little, but yeah, the last structure level is still right here, so the trend for me is definitely still up. It looks like it could be a wave A. It looks like it made 3 waves up like a B, and it looks like it's going down for a C. So if you see like a break of structure on this 3rd wave to the upside, I would take that as a long opportunity. I still think it's probably more likely a 1, 2, 3 of a big wave A or a big wave 1. So it still looks like to me it's more likely to keep going up. So yeah, that probably is what we have. We have a downtrend here, most likely a wave A. We have 1, 2, 3 waves up, most likely a B. That means that this move down is probably a C. So if you see an impulsive move up, a break of structure, that's probably exactly what we need to see, especially if it happens at this 78%. That's exactly what I want to see for an entry to go long for the continuation of this uptrend. So like I've been saying, definitely no reason yet to think this is over. So on the shorter time frames, this is the trend, 1, 2, probably 3, 4, 5, 6, some odd waves. So if you see like a break of structure to the upside, big engulfing impulsive move to the upside, that probably would be a wave C, which it probably is not quite over yet, honestly. It probably is going to go down more. But if you see it go up, if you see that break of structure, that's probably the end of a correction, and probably would be a very good entry to go long. So I definitely, so far, until I see that break of structure on the daily 4-hour range, I'm definitely bullish on this. Stock market, I'm definitely bullish, even though most people are probably not. I still think that we're in a wave B, and I still think that it's going to end up probably looking like this. But then, probably this fall or so, it's going to make a big move down, probably around the 3188 area. But right now, I think we're in an A, B, C of wave B. We got an A, we get a B, and then we'll go down for a C. Back down to the daily. As you'll see right here, that looks like 3 waves down. It looks like it's going up. It looks like it might have made a correction actually today. Let's take it down to the 4-hour. Look at that. We got a trend, most likely an A. This move up is kind of like a trend also, but I think it's probably a B. And then this move down is definitely a trend for the wave C. It broke structure, but almost instantly turned back up. It looks like the end of an ABC correction, and it looks like it's going to keep on going up. So I would for sure be looking for longs on shorter time frames for the continuation of this uptrend. Like I said, there's no reason to think this trend is over, so I would just keep on looking for trades in the direction of the higher time frame trend, which is up. 1 hour time frame, we are in a pullback right now. Looks like an ABC, so if you see an impulsive move up, I would take that as a long. Definitely looks like it's going to go up for the continuation of the uptrend. So 3 waves down, impulsive up, just like back here. 3 waves up, impulsive down, go short. 3 waves down, impulsive up, go long. So let's circle back to those dollar pairs, see what's going on with the dollar. It is starting to kind of turn up a little bit, but it is not. I don't think it's the end of anything. Like I said, price would have to go way up there to convince me that anything is over. So even if it does go up, which is really no confirmation that it's gone up yet. If it goes up and takes out that structure, that would tell me that this section of trend is over, and then that probably would make a bigger correction before it went down. But until it takes out that spike right there, right here, the trend is still down, and it very easily could just keep on drifting down. Definitely no reason to think it's over yet. The euro dollar, pretty much the same story. It still looks to me like an ABC correction. It still looks like this move down is going to be a correction to the move up. Maybe it'll make a bigger pullback. Maybe it'll go down and do something like this. Even if it does, I think that the trend is up, and I still believe that it will keep going up. Pound dollar has been very strong to the upside. It does look like it is going to go down, doesn't it? Probably going to make an ABC correction, and then maybe later on in the week go up for the continuation of the uptrend. So, we do have CPI news coming out on Wednesday for the US dollar, as everybody probably already knows. This is definitely one of the bigger news events of the month right here. So the market is going to be probably setting itself up over the next couple of days for that news. So if this spends the next couple of days going down in a correction, that would give me even more confidence that the CPI is going to cause this to continue the uptrend. So like I said, most likely whatever's happening now is getting itself ready for the news later on. So it is starting to turn down, which hopefully it does make a correction. This correction easily could last a couple of days, especially if that CPI is going to come out, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did this before it actually went up. But really, I don't see any reason to think this is over. I mean, it kind of looks like it's going to have to make like a 3, 4, 5 shape just to end that section of trend. Kiwi, same thing. That does not look like the end of anything. That looks like a 1, 2, 3. Probably the next move is going to be a 4, 5. And then probably it will go down and probably will make a correction until CPI news on Wednesday. US dollar Canadian. Oh, it is going up. I would almost guarantee this is not the end of anything. I would definitely not be buying right now. Even if it is going to end up looking something like this, that is not a desirable trade for me. So what I would rather do is I would rather wait for the end of an ABC correction and then go short for the continuation of the downtrend. US dollar Swiss, very similar thing. It still isn't really confirmed that anything is over. This move up still could be a correction to the downtrend. The trend is definitely still down. It still looks like it ended a correction back here, and it still looks like it's more likely to keep on going down. US dollar yen is pretty much the same thing, except for this kind of looks like it needs to make a way B. That looks like an A. This looks like it needs to go down, make a B, and then go up and make a C. So this one may actually end up going back up again, maybe caused by the yen, maybe caused by the dollar. We'll have to actually pay attention and see what it is that it causes that. So, and gold. I already said that I think that gold has ended an ABC correction. Even though this move up does look a little on the corrective side, I think that even if it does go down, it's going to be a correction, and it probably is going to keep on going up. I really don't see any reason to think that gold has finished. And I saw somebody did ask about silver. I don't know if you're still here or not. But silver and gold are very correlated. I think that silver looks more convincing that it's going to go down and do something like this before it goes back up. So silver may give us a little bit of a clue about what's going to happen with gold. The reason is because it looks like that 3, 4, 5 shape that you see at the end of pretty much every trend. Now it definitely hasn't broken any structure, so it very easily could just keep on drifting up, just like what I think is going to happen with gold. So really what you should be doing now is putting your Fibonacci on here, measuring this whole last move up, and what I would be doing is I would be looking for longs for sure. This right here could just be a correction to this last wave, so it may just make a correction to that, and it may just keep on trending up like that. So just like the other ones, I definitely don't see any reason to think this is over. If it breaks structure to the downside, then that may change my mind, may convince me that it's going down, but as of now, it definitely looks like it's going up, and I definitely don't see any reason to think otherwise. So, if anybody is interested, I do have a course which I do have about 38 videos that teaches people how to trade. This is the outline of my course. This is the course right here on Google Classroom. So definitely check this out. It comes free with the Patreon membership. What's the Patreon membership? The gold Patreon membership, I mean. So if you do join the gold Patreon membership, then it comes free with that. And this is the link to join the Patreon membership if you are interested. Right here in the chat and in the description. Or if you just want to join my free Discord channel, it's 100% free to join. No obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. And like I said before, the gold Patreon membership comes with that course, but then it also comes with all these private chats. And then it comes with twice a week Zoom meetings where I teach, and it comes with educational information. It shows pretty much a bunch of questions, including the course, and it comes with the members forecast, which every morning before the London session I update every single one of these pairs. So definitely check that out if you're interested. It's an extremely good deal for your money. I know that most courses are sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and mine sells for pretty cheap. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Link for that is in the chat and in the description. As usual, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. It makes a really big difference to help push my channel out to new members. So definitely like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I live stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time. So, and then on Tuesday and on Thursday I do the Zoom meetings where I teach my gold members my strategy and how to trade. So until then, I hope everybody has a good rest of the day, and as always, happy trading.